Is it on? Is this thing on? No. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another review of Life with Chesses for Beyond the Gates, August 18th, 2025. First things first, let me know your thoughts down below. Okay. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts down below. What did y'all think of the episode? Um, Question before we get started. Do y'all think that Eva is actually Leslie's daughter? And the reason I ask is because, first of all, I've been seeing people say that before. I seen people say they didn't think that Eva was actually Leslie's daughter. I seen some people say they think that Leslie and Kat got switched. I seen some people say they think that what else did they say? We already talked about Vernon being Leslie's dad allegedly. But yeah, on today's episode, the reason I asked y'all if y'all think that Eva is actually Leslie's daughter is because on today's episode, when Peaches was talking to her, she gave her proof that, she was Barbara's daughter. And she gave her, I think she said a birth certificate, DNA test, and something else. And she was like, documents can be fake. She's done it before. And I was like, what she mean she done did it before? And I was like, if she only got one child, like, wait, which document was she saying that she had faked before? Which document was she saying that hold on, let me click this right fast. Which document has she faked or whatever. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I don't know, y'all. I don't know if they actually gonna go with the storyline. Then I seen somebody saying they think that she actually isn't Barbara's daughter, that they pulling a con or something like that. Look, I don't know at this point. I really don't know. We just gotta watch, y'all. We just gotta keep watching. We just gotta keep our opinions to ourselves until we know for sure. But yeah, let's see. Where we gonna start at? Let's see. I don't think it was that many. It was some people on today, but it wasn't like everybody that normally be on. But first, we're going to start with Leslie and Peaches. So, Leslie was still trying to, not Leslie. Peaches was still trying to talk to Leslie about, Barbara being her mama. She didn't believe her. She felt like she was pulling the con. She went as far as to say that she think Nicole put her up to it. She started going on and on about Nicole and the reason why she would do this, and she's so calculating. And I said, the only person in this scenario, listen, the only person in this scenario between you and Nicole that's calculating is you. Is you. You the only one. You are the only one. I said, she got the audacity. She got the nerve to sit up here and say somebody calculating. I said, that's you crazy lady. I said, you probably got a plan up your sleeve now. Didn't she say she had a plan up her sleeve? And I said, now they done gave this crazy girl money. She was already causing, what they call it? Is it havoc? I don't think I said that right. We just gonna say chaos. I can't think of no big word right now. I cannot think of no big word. Hold on. I can't even take it off mute. But she already been causing problems, and now they done put some money in her hand. Now they done put money in her hand, and not only that, they said on today's episode that every 6 months they add more money. I said, oh my goodness, she finna move next door. She finna be over there, mess with these folks and everything else. And I said, now they can't kick her out the club, can they? If she joined that club, they ain't gonna be able to kick her out now, is they? Because Kat and them had her leave. Talking about so she ain't got no membership, she this and that. I said, well, now she moving in over there. Now she moving there. Now I don't know if that's true or not, but the spoilers say that Vanessa has to deliver some news to Anita and Vernon, and Vanessa takes on a new client. So we assuming that they talking about Leslie. But yeah, like I said on today's new episode, Leslie thought that Nicole was the one who sent Peaches, said that she's calculating. They showed Nicole she was worried about Vanessa, doesn't want her to, doesn't want to throw her a divorce party too. They was talking about Doug at first. Then they started talking about her and Joey. And every time she mentioned Joey and him being dangerous, she had like she don't know what's what. She always wants to sit up here talking about some, who said that? How do you know that? Or whatever. I said, I don't know if she giving herself away or she's still in denial. Either way it go, she playing a dangerous game. Hold on. Then Doug playing a dangerous game too. He over here snitching. He ain't tell everything, but he trying to get some type of deal and stuff like that for his friend. And I was like, didn't Vanessa tell Joey that she wasn't gonna lie to him no more? That she would tell everything? Ain't that what she said? And even if she don't tell everything, how we know? But I about to say Bug. How we don't know Doug? Not Doug. What's his name? Joey. How we know Joey don't got no other bug on nobody else's car or everywhere else? They don't know. Hold on. And he over here snitching and stuff. And not only that, he over here in broad daylight. He over here in broad daylight. I think it's nighttime though. But still. Over here snitching and stuff. Like this man got people eyes and ears everywhere. Matter of fact, wasn't it an episode where they was at Uptown and he was like he knows some people there or something like that, and he just popped up when Vanessa was there, if I'm not mistaken? But yeah, let me read these notes right fast. Ted goes to Uptown and tries to talk to Doug, and he's still blaming him for him and his whole situation at work, and he just faulting him. And I was like, dude, you the one, didn't nobody tell you to go quit? He was just telling you, they saying you need to get your act together. He's warning you. Would you prefer he not warned you? Then you would have been upset that he didn't warn you. But yeah, he was just going on and on or whatever. And Ted was just trying to get him to see his perspective, and then he started talking about the fact that Nicole was trying to divorce him. They was talking about that and stuff like that. He started hinting at that his wife stepping out and stuff. He ain't fully say it, but he might as well have said it. But then what happened? They just kept talking. I don't know if Nicole and them showed up. Oh, Jacob showed up. Jacob showed up, and that's when he was like, he got some business to tend to or whatever. And I said, look at him about to snitch already. I said, look at him about to tell already. Hard head self. Hold on. Let's see. I already said Ted tries to talk to Doug. Ashley doesn't want to leave until she knows Derek is okay. That's what she was telling Shanice, because Shanice was trying to get her to go get some rest and stuff like that. But she was just emotional the whole episode because she knew that Derek may not be able to walk again, and she was preparing to tell him. She didn't fully tell him everything. Madison had to come in and say it. Because I was waiting on her to say that they saying he won't be able to walk again and stuff like that. But yeah, what else? Shanice was just encouraging her. Ashley ends up asking Shanice to be Derek's physical therapist. She ends up agreeing by the end of the episode. Peaches swears that she doesn't know Nicole. She don't even know her, but she promises her that she finna be rich. She finna receive some money with a whole bunch of zeros and stuff like that. What else? Let's see. Vanessa. Vanessa denies anything that's going on with her and Joey. She still acting like she don't know he dangerous because Nicole was telling her about the same thing. Keep trying to warn her, but she ain't listening. She not listening. Peaches ends up giving documents to Leslie, and that's when Leslie said, documents don't prove anything. They could be fake because she's done it before. And that's why I asked y'all at the beginning of this, do y'all think that she faked Eva's DNA test and birth certificate and all that? Because she said she did it before. That's what she said now. I don't know what that means, because apparently this ain't her first rodeo. Didn't Peaches say she hadn't heard from her in a long time, and then when she first came on the episode, didn't she say something about she had hooked up with her man or slept with her man or something? So I was like, apparently she does this. Hold on. It's 6 o'clock. Okay, let me see where I stop at. Yeah, I already said how she said every 6 months funds are added. Eva ends up coming in. She asks what she wanted. That's when she tells her about Barbara and stuff like that. Eva thought that she was faking. She thought she was making it up and stuff like that. But then she told Peaches to come out, and she introduced them and stuff like that. They hugged and everything, and she told her the same thing about what she told Leslie and stuff like that. What else? Doug ends up talking to Jacob and says he wants to go out to Joey. He said he got a friend who, he wanted to commit murder and stuff like that, but he need a deal. He wanted to make a deal and stuff like that, and then Vanessa just popped up. She had checked the location at first, because Nicole had got a call or a text or something about meeting up with a colleague, and I was trying to think who she was going to meet up with. She ended up meeting up with Madison, y'all. But yeah, she was like, Doug is there too, so they ended up riding together, and she just was standing there. And stuff. And she wanted to know what they was talking about. They both kept looking at each other. She was like, either y'all tell me, I'm going to figure it out. So she sat down and got comfortable and stuff. So then I think Jacob said he had to go somewhere. And that's when she was questioning Doug about what he was doing and warning him again. She basically told this man, look, you don't quit your job. You don't quit your job as it is. I'm the one that's providing for you. But if you keep on, if I'm not happy, then I'm going to cut you off. That ain't what she said, but I'm paraphrasing, y'all. She said, look here, you either do what I say do, or it all ends right now. I don't know if she meant money-wise, or she gonna tell Joey what she know, or both. But yeah, she was like, you the one who got us in this mess, and you been enjoying the ride, ain't you, girl? I said, you been enjoying the ride? I said, now he is the one that got them in that situation, because Joey started to go after her. But then again, I feel like he knew about, didn't he know about Vanessa before all this took place? Wasn't that his plan the entire time? Didn't he bait Doug in? I don't know, y'all. Either way it goes, she been enjoying the ride. She's been enjoying the ride. But yeah, she always try to spend it or put it on money or just try to spend it like, oh, it's all his fault and stuff like that. I mean, it is his fault pertaining to the gambling and stuff like that. But other than that, girl, you getting deeper and deeper involved. What you mean? If he willing to take somebody out over owing him money, don't you think he gonna take you out by knowing that he trying to murder folks and all this other stuff? Girl. But she think that what she got is gonna keep this dude from taking her up out of there. But once he get tired or he finds somebody else, he could get you out of there too. He gonna get rid of you too. Not to mention, if he actually fall for her, on the other side of things, if he actually fall for her, he might try to get rid of Doug regardless. But yeah, she was basically telling him that he need to get his act together and stuff like that. I said, it's too late. Too little, too late. He already done met up with Jacob. He already done made the plan with Randy, Sammy. What else? Let me see. I don't even think we're supposed to talk about them yet. Let's see. Madison tells Nicole she has a case and she's getting emotionally involved and she don't normally do that. So she was asking her, what changed. So that's when she started talking about Chelsea and the fact that she loved her and all this other stuff. That's all they was talking about. What else? Let me see. Derek ends up talking to, who was he talking to? Was he talking to Jacob? I think he was talking to Jacob when he was like, he's gonna bounce back quick and stuff like that. What is this? I actually want to know what this is about. I don't know what that is. I wrote down, I actually want to know what this is about. I don't know what I mean by that. But they was waiting on Madison to come in. She ends up coming in at the end of the episode and told him basically it's going to take weeks to recover, if he recovers, if he's even able to walk again. And he's going to leave out of there in a wheelchair. Hold on. What else? Let me see. Leslie ends up introducing Eva to Peaches. We talked about that. Madison, we talked about that. Ashley updates Jacob once he gets to the hospital about what's going on. That's when he go in there, he talking to him and stuff like that. Derek ends up telling Jacob he wants him to find his bike. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of this. I think he was in shock or something. Well, I don't know if I said it or not. I think he was in shock or he wasn't fully accepting what was going on. He told Jacob to find his bike. He's he want to get back out there and stuff. I said, I don't think he's going to be... I don't think you're gonna be getting out there no time soon, buddy. I said, you talking about? Hold on, wait, let me pause it. I almost said so they got no business saying. But yeah, I was like, he talking about to find my bike. He want to get back out there. I said, you ain't gonna be doing nothing no time soon. What you talking about? But yeah, that's why I said he was in shock and stuff like that. But Jacobs was just like, okay, I'm gonna find it. First, I thought he wanted to find it because it was some incriminating stuff that indicated that he tried to do that. I don't know what I thought. But yeah, what else? Let me see. Peaches ends up sitting beside Ted, and I was like, does she know him from back in the day? I said, what's she doing sitting beside him? So she just started talking, and she was like flirting or whatever. She was like flirting and stuff. I said, like mother, like daughter. I said, like mother, like daughter. She flirting and stuff with him, and he started saying he don't want to socialize and stuff like that. He kept looking at Nicole, and she asked about her, and that's when he was like, that's my wife, and she encouraged him. She encouraged him to go talk to Nicole, just like who else encouraged? No, I don't think nobody else encouraged him to talk to Nicole, but she encouraged him to talk to Nicole, like Jan over here to encourage Derek to go talk to Ashley. Neither one of them working. I mean, Ashley has been sticking beside Derek and stuff like that, but obviously they was together for years. I wouldn't expect you not to care about him. I wouldn't expect you not to be emotional and all this other stuff and be afraid, and I expect all of that. But to go as far as to say that she still want him, I don't think so. Now, she did tell Andre she had to think about it and make her choice or whatever, but at the same time, I feel like the choice has been made. He done proposed how many times now? He done proposed. I mean, that don't mean you don't want nobody just because you ain't ready to get married, but if y'all want two different things, then y'all shouldn't be together. And I said, I wonder, once again, like we talked about this morning, if he's gonna get closer to Shanice, or is this his opportunity to try to use this to get with Ashley, or Ashley to act like she want him because he's supposed to be in a wheelchair. I don't know. We'll see. I already said Nicole ends up encouraging Madison. Ted went over there. He took that lady advice. He took Peach's advice. Don't went his tail over there. Tried to talk to her. And she dismissed him, basically. She dismissed him. Not only that, did she say she had to meet somebody? No, I don't think so. But yeah, she basically dismissed him and she left. I was like, dawg, I thought at least, I said, he should have popped up at the house. He should have popped up at the house, brought them flowers. Well, probably not, because he already done gave her flowers. Did something, popped up at the house, kissed her or something. Y'all know how it go in these movies. Something, that's Ted good for nothing. Go sit back there. Go back over there. Go drop Leslie off again. Matter of fact. I said, look, it's so many things he could have did, and he just keep trying to talk to her and stuff. I said, dawg, Ted, how you get her in the first place? How did you get her in the first place, sir? But what else? Let me see. Vanessa said it was Doug Mess that got them into it. She says he can kiss the lifestyle he used to goodbye if she's not happy and all this other stuff. Leslie was talking to Eva. I think she was like they were just happy and celebrating and stuff like that. I think I said that wrong. They were happy and celebrating the fact that she's rich, and Eva was like we, and she was like we, and then she just started laughing and stuff like that. I said she might be for real. But yeah, they was just happy and celebrating and stuff like that. But Leslie swear the first thing she gonna do is get Peaches help. I said, we'll see. We about to see. I want to see how she is with money. I want to see how she is because wait, I take that back. We already seen her buying coats and stuff, or was it a dress? We seen her buying dresses and wigs and all this other stuff. But I'm assuming that the client that Vanessa gets is gonna be Leslie. But that is like, I don't know if Peaches said that. What did Peaches say? I don't know if Eva or Peaches or one of them said something about, they went from the have-nots to, having and stuff like that, and how things can change in the blink of an eye. And I was like, true that. I said, true that. One day you down, next day you up, or one day you up, next day you down. You can't really look at people no type of way because of what they don't have. Next thing you know, they walking in the same community as you. And that's what Leslie finna do. That's what she's finna do. Walk in the same community as them. They was kicking her out last week, but now they can't kick her out or she gets a membership or whatever it's called. I said, y'all kicked her out last week. Now this week she finna be in there too. But yeah, I think the last thing is that Madison ends up telling Derek that his surgery was a success. However, it's going to take weeks for him to recover. And even then, there's no guarantee that he will walk again. I think they said physical therapy starts tomorrow and stuff like that. And that he's leaving out of there in a wheelchair. And he was just like in shock and stuff like that. I think he finally started to accept, that he's going to be, I don't know what to call it. Is he technically paralyzed? If he can't feel his legs and stuff, don't that mean he paralyzed for right now? I forgot to mention that Ashley, like, he was like, I can feel, movement in my legs and stuff like that. I can feel my legs and stuff like that. So he told her to touch it. So she ends up touching it. And he was like, I'm ready. And she was like, I did it. So that's when he was looking and stuff like that. He was like, try the other side. So she did, and he still couldn't feel anything. That's when she started getting emotional and stuff like that. But yeah, that was it. That was all. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until